I have a story for you today, and it took place at a lighthouse. Not this exact lighthouse. I don't know exactly what lighthouse it was, so I couldn't track it down and find you an exact picture, but probably a lighthouse that looked kind of like this. Lighthouses are tall buildings with lights at the top, and they serve to let ships know where there's going to be shorelines and rocks so they don't crash. But the story that took place and that I'm going to tell you today actually has nothing to do with the ships. It has to do with the lighthouse itself and some men who were working on the lighthouse. One of these lighthouses was kind of broken down, and they were working way up at the top. You see where the railing is up there? And where the windows are? They were working on there, doing some repairs, and as they were working, they had to climb up the outside of the lighthouse. They had some ladders set up, some scaffolds, so they could get all the work done. And one of the men went to step on the scaffold, and part of it gave way, and he fell and dropped right down the side. And his other buddies who had been up at the top heard him yell and fall, and they were just all shocked. They just looked at each other, and they didn't even want to look down to see because they thought for sure this was just going to be an ugly sight. Just somebody smashed on the rocks down below the lighthouse. And so they all went as quickly but safely as they could to the ladders and started climbing down, not wanting to look. They were worried if they looked down and saw what had happened to that man, they'd get nervous. Maybe they would fall too. So they just kept climbing, not looking down until they got to the bottom. And they turned around to look, and there was the man. But he wasn't just lying on the ground. He was sitting up. He was alive. And they had no idea how this could have been until they looked and they saw that right next to him on the grass was a dead lamb. There had been sheep, just like in this picture, grazing around the bottom of the lighthouse, eating the grass that was there. And one of those sheep, one of those small, little, innocent sheep, had happened to be right where the man falling from the lighthouse landed, and it broke his fall.
Yes.
He still felt some pain. Trust me, you can't fall off a lighthouse and not feel hurt, even if you land on something that's kind of soft and woolly. But he was alive when he should not have been. That little lamb had taken the fall, had broken his fall. It had essentially taken his place. Instead of the man dying, the sheep had died. And you know that we each have a lamb who died for us too? We call him Jesus the Lamb. We call him not just the Good Shepherd, but also the sheep who died for us. Jesus died for us. And we can know that when we look in the Bible. The Bible helps us to do what this verse says. It helps us to behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. Because sin is like falling off a lighthouse. When we fall off that lighthouse into sin, we can't stop ourselves from falling. We can't just make ourselves fly away. We can't sprout wings and float and hover.
No.
It's like gravity. Once it's got you, it's got you. But Jesus, as part of the wonderful plan that God had put together, came down here to take away the sin of the world and to take the punishment on our behalf. He broke our fall, just like that lamb broke the fall of the man falling from the lighthouse. So I hope you will think of that the next time you see a lighthouse and think about Jesus and how he broke your fall and how he loves you that much. You can go back to your seats.